What's up YouTube, Zero here, and today I have a blueprint review of the Mercy, which is a blueprint of the TYR in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. In this video, I'm going to go over the attachments set up on this blueprint. Then I'll get into what I like and what I don't like about the Mercy blueprint for the TYR. Then I'll talk about the camo for the Mercy. And at the end of the video, I'll say if you should use this blueprint for the TYR or lose it. Before I get into it, I do want to say if you do enjoy this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more Call of Duty content. I do a bunch of other video games, so feel free to check those out as well. Without further ado, let's talk about the Mercy blueprint for the TYR. Time to talk about these attachments, and the first one is going to be a barrel, and that's the ZIU-16 heavy long barrel. What this is going to do is it's going to increase our damage range, bullet velocity, recoil control, and gun kick control at a cost of sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. What I really like about this particular attachment for the TYR Mercy blueprint is the damage range. This is a revolver in which you're more focused on getting the one shot, one kill instead of trying to hit the enemy multiple times. The gun doesn't have a high mag capacity or cylinder capacity. As you can see in the bottom right hand corner, I only have 5, so I gotta make them count. I want my one shot, one kills. Increasing the damage range is going to allow me to do that a little bit better. Now let's get into my ammunition, which is 12.7 by 55 mm high grain rounds. This is going to enhance my bullet velocity again and my damage range again at a cost of recoil control. Again, this is helping get those kills over longer ranges. We want those one shot, one kills so I can kill multiple enemies if I do encounter multiple enemies. Now, handguns in general, a lot of times they are there for our backup. We run out of ammunition in our primary, we're gonna switch to our secondary when we know there's a lot of danger around, so we can take out an enemy with our secondary as opposed to trying to reload. That doesn't mean you can't utilize this gun in, say, shipment or any other map in which you may want to just utilize a secondary, but a lot of times that's what we're using our secondary for. But if you need to switch to a secondary, you want it to be reliable. Can this gun be reliable? And having that extra damage range is going to make this blueprint for the TYR, the Mercy, more reliable. Now let's get into our next attachment, which is a trigger action, which is Oler's Fury. It's going to increase the fire rate and trigger response time at a cost to aiming idle sway and sprint to fire speed. So what this is going to do is if we don't get that one shot, one kill, we're going to be able to fire a little bit quicker, although it is almost imperative to getting that one shot, one kill, especially if you're taking on multiple enemies at once. The gun in general, even before any attachments, it doesn't have great recoil control. It's going to be a little bit harder if you don't get the one shot, one kill to take out the enemy you were shooting at or multiple enemies. Again, not saying it can't be done. This gun does require a little bit more skill, but it is a little bit harder to do so. So even with the increased fire rate, you're still looking for that one shot, one kill because of that recoil. Now, this setup in general does increase the recoil control a little bit at a cost of a little bit of accuracy, mobility, and handling. Your damage range is really increased, your fire rate's really increased, and your range is also increased. But let's go into our last attachment. That's right, only 4 of them on this gun. This is going to be a rear grip. This is Frigg's Embrace, which is enhancing our gun kick control, firing aim stability, and recoil control at a cost of aiming idle sway. So I just talked about our recoil control being a little bit enhanced with this attachment setup, and that's what's really kicking us into that nice attachment setup. But overall, This Mercy blueprint is actually pretty nice for the TYR. Again, we only have 4 attachments, so you can add one if you so chose. But I'm only reviewing this based off of the 4 attachments that I have, and it's actually pretty nice. Overall, this attachment setup for the TYR does enhance the gun, particularly because it's increasing that damage range. Again, this is a gun that I really want to get that 1 hit, 1 kill, that 1 shot, 1 kill. That's the sweet spot for this gun. I don't want to be firing multiple times, but if I have to, this blueprint setup increases that fire rate that we're hoping for. And we also have the recoil control enhanced a little bit, so if we do need to fire multiple shots, the gun is a little bit easier to control. This is a pretty fantastic setup for this TYR, and I definitely recommend utilizing it as your secondary. I loved utilizing this. Again, I don't recommend necessarily running around with this gun as a primary and foregoing your primary. There are a lot of good primary submachine guns if you want to run around, or assault rifles that you can utilize in more of a close range capacity, but this is still a good secondary if you need to flip from your primary to your secondary to get 1 or 2 kills. Can you run around with this? Absolutely. You can see I'm doing it here on shipment, and I'm able to do a pretty good job. Not amazing. I could probably have done better with a submachine gun, but I still do a decent job with this gun. I get 45 kills and 41 deaths, so it's a little over a 1 KD. I know, not amazing, but still pretty decent. This is a great blueprint setup for the TYR. I utilize it as my secondary, so I definitely recommend checking it out. Let's take a look at the camo up in the top right, and on it in bright colors, no hope. And really, it's no hope for your enemies. 1 shot, 1 kill handgun can absolutely be deadly to your enemies when utilizing this appropriately. This gun definitely has a higher learning curve than other guns. The Renetti is pretty easy to use. This isn't as easy to use, but once you learn how to master this gun, getting the aim down and the recoil down, this blueprint setup in particular really does make this gun really deadly. I enjoyed using this. I utilize it every once in a while as my secondary, but let me know in the comments section what you think of this attachment setup and this camo. So this is on my use it. Again, I'm not going to be utilizing this replacing my primary. I'm still going to be utilizing my submachine gun, my battle rifle, or whatever primary I like to utilize, but this can still 100% be utilized to good effect. It's a 1-shot, 1-kill gun. What you could do is equip a marksman rifle, which is a little bit longer range of a gun, and then equip this as your secondary, so when you are in those closer range combat scenarios, you can pull this out and rely on it just as well as you are your marksman rifle. Your marksman rifle over ranges, going to be a couple hit kill, and then your Mercy over very short range is going to be a 1 or a 2 hit kill. So that's a really nice pairing together, depending on where you are, what map you're on, and where you are on the map. You can utilize those two in great tandem, so you can be getting those really quick kills either over ranges with your marksman rifle or over those closer ranges with your Mercy blueprint TYR. Let me know what you think of this Mercy blueprint in general. I'm really interested to hear what y'all think of this blueprint on the TYR. Is the TYR, outside of this blueprint, one of your go-to secondaries, or do you like other secondaries better? Like I said, this is one of my favorite, not my favorite. The Renetti is probably going to be my favorite, but this is up there. I do utilize this a decent amount, especially because I love the 1-shot, 1-kill guns, and the fire rate on this does make it a little bit nicer to use. The recoil control is nice. All around, this is a very good setup for the TYR. Let's talk anything Call of Duty in the comment section. I want to know what you're thinking. What type of guns do you want to see me review? Do you want builds for guns? Do you want blueprints reviewed? Just let me know in the comments section and I will get those done. as quickly as I can. I got a bunch in the works, a bunch of blueprint reviews in the works, so be on the lookout for those as well. As you can see, this gun was saving my bacon more times than once, especially when I'm getting it down, but it's still decent over ranges because of the increased damage range from this blueprint. Well, we are coming down to the end of the video. We do have about 2 minutes left, so I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and until next time, peace.